So I'm back for part 3. Probably sounds about right. Where do we go to? Yes, we got into the weird summer house. It looked very strange. They did explain that this isn't how it's normally set up, but with COVID guidelines, social distancing, and all that gubbins, they had to change some things. So there were 4 sofas, all in a U or a C shape. Each one had a white envelope with a name on it and a box. So anyway, we went to my sofa with my white envelope. There's a little spot on the floor that I had to keep my feet on and stand at if ever I was stood up. And they then told us while we were on the sofa we could remove our masks. Thank goodness for that. I've been wearing my mask for too long. It was very, very warm. They then told us to open our envelopes, and in our envelopes were some stickers, one for our names to put on our chest and the other for our bags. And they gave a quick rundown of what was going to happen. They would explain the rules, go through the terms and conditions. They were going to get wardrobe to look at our clothing, and then we'd get hair and makeup done and get changed and then do the record. And so we were supposed to be there at 11ish. I got there, as I said, about 10-15 minutes before. They were a bit late collecting us, so let's say they collected us about 11:05. We sat down. It's not long before lunch, and we've got there was a little box of goodies. We had to go collect our box of goodies. So yeah, a packet of crisps, a couple of packets of biscuits, and some Haribo. And they explained that they usually have much more of a spread on for contestants, but with no handling of food and cross contamination. They were our sweets and drinks, and there was no drink there. And that they'd get us a prepackaged sandwich for lunch. So that wasn't very exciting. On the wall was there was a big TV, but on the wall there were then pictures of all the chasers, and then the silhouette of a chaser, who I presume is a new one. And what was strange is they wouldn't put the picture up of the new chaser, which, bearing in mind we could have had him, they've announced him now, and they said, well, his first episode goes out maybe in the next 2 weeks, so should be appearing soon, that's for sure. And then we waited, and then there's myself, a lady, and an older gentleman, and we waited, and they eventually, the 4th contestant arrived. We introduced ourselves, and they started going through the structure of the chase. So they started with some guy had made a cardboard version of the board after you've done the cash board of a round, where the chaser gives you a higher and lower offer. They just it was just a weird rhombus shape with Velcro on and numbers. And it was just really weird, bearing in mind you're on the chase and they're explaining to you how the chase works, and saying stuff like, if you take the higher offer, you'll get more money, but you'll have one less chance to get a question wrong. Take the lower offer, less money, but you're one step further away. And they're going through all of that, and then they do a final chase board where they explain how the final chase works as well. It was all very strange considering we'd been on it. Things that really annoyed me and didn't make sense, and they still don't make sense. So the envelopes where we had our names and stuff, we also had to put in our wallets and our mobile phones and any device that could connect to the internet. And what I don't understand is we were kept in that room, chaperoned to the toilets, and at times apparently there were chasers around, because we were told you can't leave now because there's a chaser on the stairwell and we can't tell you who your chaser is going to be. So they took our phone, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Because I tell you what, they were on their phones a lot. They all had their walkie-talkies and their earpieces in, but they were on their phones, and you're like, well, why do I have to put my phone away and it's locked away, put in a safe? Really strange. I could understand for the actual recording. That made sense. But from 11:15 till near 6 o'clock-ish, I was without my mobile phone, and that was pretty hard. And there's nothing wrong for me. I don't see what would have been wrong for me to have my phone. They didn't explain it. They just said you can have your phone back and you just go in there. And then they said if we discover you have got a mobile phone or a device, an internet connected device, you can be kicked off the show. And of course they throw that in there to get you worried, and then you're like, well, I didn't. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of being away from my phone. I don't like not being connected to the internet. I am connected to the internet all the freaking time. So yeah, I was unhappy about that. There's nothing much I could do about it. And the first, let's say, 2.5 hours is them just rabbiting on about the chase. And they keep saying, oh, what would you take? Would you take the high figure? Which chase did you want? And you're thinking, well, hang on, you see 3 recordings a day, 4 people per recording, plus you've probably got 2 or 3 standbys. So you're probably seeing 16 people a day. You don't care. Don't try and converse with me about pointless jibber jabber. I'm not that kind of person. And so they're like, oh, what are you going to do? And they ask us at one point when we were sat in the chairs, what will you do? And I said, well, it depends where you are. Because if you're the first player, you want to get back. Your best chance of winning money is having a full team. So if you're first player, get back and keep your. If you're happy, take what you earned on the cash builder, but just get back. That's the key. And then the other guy who's there, because there's two ladies and 2 gentlemen in my team. The other guy who's there was like, well, I'm just going for the high offer. Going for the high offer. Going for the high offer. Because you go only there once. Go for the high offer. And back in my head, I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm not an idiot. Spoiler, I am an idiot. I'm not an idiot, but if I'm first or second or even third, I'm probably going to take whatever cash I've got. And then I'm in 4th position. Hopefully the rest of my team have got a big old cash pot. Someone's gone high. And then they'll say, listen, we need a full house back here. Take the minus offer. Come back, play for lots of money. Jobs are good. Or whatever happens. But that's what I kind of explained to the guys. I'll see what happens. It all depends where I am. And they're like, are you a gambler? Are you not a gambler? And I don't think it matters whether you're a gambler or not. It depends. It's a game. There's a way to play it, and there's a way to improve the odds in your favour. And I kept asking them questions about the odds, and the production staff are like, no idea. There's websites you can go on. I'm like, yeah, there are websites you can go on, but you've taken all that away from me, haven't you? They're like, yeah, good point. Yeah. Well, always best to have 4 players in the final chase because you're going to get that 4-point head start. It's all stuff I know. And bless them, they have to do this 3 or 4 times a day, so I understand that they're bored of going through it. They bring the lady someone comes in and says, do you want drinks? And I ask for keep my nerves settled, and I don't want to be too hyper, so I get myself peppermint tea, also good for keeping my stomach settled, which is good. And I'm glad I did, because I didn't need lots of caffeine. There wasn't any Coca-Cola or any other drinks. It was a water fountain and that single peppermint tea I had. That was all to offer to drink. So 2.5 hours in of just jibber jabber, watching crazy videos, waiting for people to arrive, toilet breaks and all of that. We had the wardrobe lady come and see us, or speak to us one by one, or we spoke to her one by one. And I explained I'd made a huge mess up and misread the thing about the t-shirt. She said, don't worry about it. It's more just because lots of t-shirts have logos on and brand names and we can't have them on the screen. I said, okay, well, here's my suit. I like my suit. She said, do you wear that suit? And I said, well, I do like it. I just don't wear it. She said, well, you want to be comfortable. So what else you got? I said, well, I've got these t-shirts. I've also got this cardigan. She was like, do you wear cardigans? I said, yeah, I wear cardigans with my t-shirts all the time. And she said, okay, well, she said, we'll screen test a couple of them, and what we choose to go for, we'll give back, we'll press and get ready. So I'm like, excellent. So she leaves me my suit and my shirts, thankfully. Actually, no, she took one of my shirts. It was all black. And if you read the things it tells you not to wear. All black, definitely one of them. So, so she takes my all black shirt, takes my cardi, and my couple of t-shirts and my jeans. And says, you wear any shoes? Yeah, good. Come back into the room, and the people there, I want to call them producers, but I don't think they're producers. They're not stage hands. There'll be a word for them, I'm sure. They then have to read through the terms and conditions. And two things are important here. One, they are wearing masks as well. Two, they're reading something they've read loads. And three, they're reading it just to get through it as quickly as possible. So they're talking really quick. Something that even when they mess up a bit, they don't bother rereading it because they're just like, I've got to get through this. And the third thing, they're wearing masks. So it's like, and, so I'm thinking, right, there's nothing I can do here. They didn't give us a copy of it to read. I presume it's what we've already signed online or something like that. So we get to there. So they read pages and pages. And in fact, two of them share it in the end. Halfway through, it swaps over to another one, and he reads it just as quickly and unintelligibly as the first guy. And then it's getting close to... must be about 1:30, 2 o'clock, or maybe 2:30, and we're told we'll take you to your dressing room where you can stay in there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't know I was getting a dressing room, but yeah, essentially, I got taken to a tiny little, like, imagine if you're as old as I am, the broom cupboard from BBC, Pip Schofield and Gordon the Gopher. It was a tiny little room, bit of telly in. Full Wi-Fi instructions how to connect with your laptop or your phone, and I'm just thinking, why have you got that and you can't have a phone? Do I believe the chasers aren't allowed a phone? Do I believe that Bradley Walsh has to put his phone inside a little... No, it doesn't happen. So I don't know why we can't have our phones. There's nothing there either that... Bearing in mind they've got a silhouette of the new chaser and they haven't told us who it is. There's nothing there we could have done. Nothing interesting. No gossip that would have been career ruining for anybody. But yeah, they phoned. So I'm sat in this room in my clothes. I've got a bottle of water and that's it. And I don't know if I'm going to be here 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, whatever. And I can't go on the internet. I can't practice my quizzing. I can't try and bone up on answers. I thought, what am I going to do? Put the TV on. And what appears, was it? I think it was Impossible with Rick Edwards. And I thought, there's literally nothing else you can do. So Impossible on and try and play along. And Impossible, there are 3 answers that everyone gets to choose from as the part of the main game. You get two answers that are possible and one that is impossible. So, for example, what prime number is also a cube root of 9? 2, 3, or 5? That would be impossible, I think. So yeah, you could have. So the reason you'd have impossible is 2. It'd be impossible because that's a really bad example. So it'd be 3, 5, and 9, which is the cube root of 9. 3, 5, and 9. 9 is not it because you can't be a cube root of yourself, so that is impossible. 5 is a prime number but isn't a cube root of 9, and 3 is the cube root of 9 and a prime number. So that gives you an idea of impossible. I just had that on. I was just trying to play along. Don't know it very well. And I heard a knock at the door. I'm like, hello? Hello? Come in? Yeah, come in. Doors open. Come in. Yeah, come in. So, oh my goodness. So I get up, open the door, and it's one of the floor runners, maybe. Floor staff? I don't know. Is everything okay? Yeah. Great. Sit down. Wardrobe. Stand back up. This lady from wardrobe. Listen, decided on this t-shirt, this cardi, and the jeans. Here they are. Do I get changed into them now? No. Do you know when? Oh, it'll be in a bit. Great. Sit back down. I'm just sat there. Maybe half an hour goes past, maybe 20 minutes. So I get up again. Yep. Are they ready for you in makeup? Okay, that's interesting. I don't really wear makeup. One of the things it says is make sure you do your makeup before you go. You're just going to get touched up for half an hour by the makeup lady. So I'm taken to makeup and I sit down. And I've got my hair like this. I've put I have a very light hair product that holds my hair a little. So I've got a bit of that in my hair, but nothing else. And I've got this band in, and the lady says, do you want to, I'm just going to check, do you want to do something with your hair? I said, well, there's not really much I can do. It's why I have the band in. It's like that in between length. I was supposed to get it cut, hairdresser cancelled, so I'm left with this. She went, oh, don't worry, we'll put a band in it. That's why a little hairband in it. So she takes this out and starts pulling my hair back into what round my way used to be known as a Bracknell facelift. So it's just all the hair pulled back as tight as it can on my scope. And she puts a band in and it looks dreadful. Because my hair's it's not cut for this. So she's like, right, okay, let me try it again. So she puts it into a low ponytail rather than a high ponytail. And it looks dreadful again. So she's like, let me put your band in. So we put the band in, she puts it back. Then pulls my hair into a high ponytail and goes, yep, that'll be fine. I realise I look like a Wally. But can't do anything about it. And then she's like, I'll just put some makeup on. Okay, so I had a bit of foundation, blusher, I don't know, went on my face, stop the shininess, I guess. And then that was it. As I got taken back to my room, I was told, go down to Studio 15, get changed. Door shut, got to get changed. Like, this is it. Going to be taken down to the studio, and then the record's going to happen. Oh, I'm just having a look. Oh man, I do rabbit on, don't I? So yeah, that's there was only supposed to be 3 parts. The first part, arriving at the studios to going into the studio, and then the recording. So I've split the middle part into 2. That's where we're down to. So yeah, I get dressed in my clothes. I suddenly feel very self-conscious. I realise it's very real then, and I know nothing. And then I chuckle to myself because I'm like, Anton, you know nothing, but you'll be okay. And I'm like, well, whatever will happen. You'll either know the answers or not. There's nothing you can do at this moment in time to affect the outcome. It's like, right, okay. So I take my water bottle, open the door. There's all my team there as well. And we're escorted down to the actual studio. This is serious business. The chase is on. Hey, I've got some other videos. Why don't you check them out? I've got some Hot Wheel cars. I've got restaurants I've been to. I've got tea unboxing videos. I've just got unboxing videos. I've got all sorts of stuff that you can go watch. They'll appear on this screen. Check them out. Have a watch. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. They're great.